As much as I enjoy playing Halo and checking out various Halo mods, I do play other games. One of my favorite video game franchises is Max Payne, with Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne, being my favorite of the series. In this video, I want to show an awesome first-person mod that I have had for a while for one of my favorite video games of all time, from my favorite video game developers, Remedy. While I would normally hit the ground running by showing the mod off in the first few seconds of the video, I feel like I need to quickly scratch the surface of why Max Payne is such a fantastic and memorable experience. The first two Max Paynes were released in the early 2000s, and video game culture was different back then. Still, there was no question as to why Max Payne was rated M. Max Payne is a very mature, dark, and sinister game. From the story to the gritty visuals, this was when I realized as a young kid that video games could have a dark mood from beginning to end, but still put a smile on my face every minute I played. The look of the game. How should I put it? It's very organic. Like I could feel the cold and ominous atmosphere by looking at a lonely street lamp or dim light fixtures on the interior and exterior of buildings. Every location feels like it belongs in the game. While what you are seeing are intense shootouts showing solid and exciting gameplay in the second Max Payne, the quiet moments in the game build the world of Max Payne. And you will remember it from the initial time of playing to the 100th time of playing Max Payne. Remedy was inspired by film noir with some John Woo hard-boiled action to create Max Payne as an American Chow Yun-Fat detective, showing off his moves in third person. Now is the time we get to experience this incredible world of Max Payne in first person.
Memories of my previous visit here lurked in the shadows, a musty smell under the coat of new paint.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Max Payne, New York's finest, with the biggest monster body count ever.
Not only does this mod put you into a first-person view, it takes the liberty of altering the weapon sounds and models to eliminate the hands clipping through the firearm.
That's some heavy shit here.
Strong language is prevalent in this video.
This is embarrassing, Billy. If you teach them to kill him! Give up, Billy.
This mod also amplifies the blood splatter effects, making you feel part of a Quentin Tarantino film. If it's not the blood splatter effects, then certainly hearing a dying enemy yelling out dialogue from Reservoir Dogs will do the trick.
What the? I'm fucking dying!
The flesh of fallen angels.
If you've played Max Payne, you'll remember the nightmares. In first-person mode, it is just as creepy, perhaps even more so. The field of view for this mod as a whole is pretty wide, but the nightmare camera distortion makes this a whole new experience. Play it at night with the lights off.
Nothing to worry about, baby. I'm going to be alright. When haven't I been alright?
Oh, no, you won't. Get out! Get out! No one's driving me out of my home.
Careful with that gun, lady.
The detective from 304? I have another gun like this if you need it.
Coward! Take that, sucker!
Mona, what next?
You even get a better view to the Max Payne TV shows.
No. Put it back on.
It seems like you can notice more detail in the dilapidated locations within the story when you're playing in first-person mode. You feel more connected with the environment and it's more intimate. Nice. In first-person mode, you can notice the higher visual quality of NPCs with better hardware all these years later.
Up the roof, maybe, with the pigeon.
In the second Max Payne, you'll frequently come across allies that you can fight alongside with. Approaching and talking to them in first person is more immersive. Of course, in third-person view, you could take a few minutes to examine the NPCs and look at them in detail, but you may notice more in first-person view and consider all of the time Remedy put into the characters' facial expressions whenever they interact with you. A challenge the mod creator must have had was the Max Payne character model clipping into the camera. So, to ensure visual clarity, the mod creator had to take drastic action by removing Max Payne's head.
The doctor gave me pills for my hip, but it's all better now. You should take them. You look a bit pinched, dear.
Therefore, when you go into the bathroom, well, at least you can't get shot in the head. Always look at the positive. I just have to admire the blood splatter effects and the blood mist in this mod. It's wild. But what's satisfying is that you feel the power of each firearm through the bullet you send into your enemies.
These Cold Series
I was lost in the streets of Noir York. The city had swallowed Mira and my girlfriend. I was part of some elaborate game, complex for its own sake. Every time I looked over my shoulder, I saw a shadow disappearing behind the corner.
I'm burning!
You will experience Max Payne's arms sometimes clipping through your first-person camera as you use bullet dodge when you dive to the side while dual wielding. I think since Max Payne's attire has been changed in this mod from the original leather jacket, you may have a cleaner view as opposed to having the more bulky leather jacket. That would also make the weapons look smaller, as the leather sleeves would be really prevalent. That's my theory to the change of the attire.
On the asphalt. And my lies. Lonely street signs, power lines, they keep on flashing. It's a late goodbye, such a late goodbye. And we keep driving into the night. Late goodbye, such a late goodbye. And we keep driving into the night.
Oh, just in time for the new episode of Address Unknown.
I wasn't gonna give up on her. I could hear her voice in my head wherever I went, guiding me. I traced my double to a classy uptown nightclub, Pink Flamingo. It was happy hour. They were serving flamingo cocktails. Somehow the flamingo was tied to my double. A stripper in the bar looked just like my girlfriend. Mira's men had found me. I ran.
Some of the cutscenes do include Max Payne's head, so it doesn't look too ridiculous all the time. But this mod is for a new gameplay experience. So to add to that new experience is a new weapon, a suppressed Glock.
Who are those guys?
With extended magazines.
Negative.
Affirmative. Man, these things really go.
You're dead.
Lordy mercy.
Coward!
The physics is incredible. Sometimes it's over the top.
Fucking bastard!
But for as grounded as this video game is, I love it for the fact that it has this awesome physics system. Max Payne 3's physics are really impressive, and I believe that to be attributed to what Remedy was able to create for the second Max Payne. Sometimes I felt myself flinching in my chair thinking, oh man, that had to really hurt. But each and every engagement kept me focused and excited for what the result was going to be. Playing as the femme fatale Mona Sachs, you'll notice her wielding some weapons differently than Max Payne in first person.
Damn, the Ice Queen goes like this. She wants... Shoot to kill!
This mod is incredible. I felt it was right to make this video because it's really neat that you can enjoy a game that is originally in third person, you can enjoy it in first person as well. If you have yet to experience Max Payne, I really recommend that you give it a shot, pun intended. Of course, the original retail versions of the Max Payne franchise, and then you could check out mods like this, because you will appreciate the mods even more. There is also a first-person mod available for the first Max Payne. What an awesome way to experience one of the best story-driven video games in history. The links to the mods for the original Max Payne and its sequel are available in the description below.
This is where the fun starts.